Good day to all. As a human being, a citizen of one's country, and as a student, it is always important to see and understand the value of our environment, of how fragile and diverse it can be. Most especially being a Filipino, the Philippines holds the abundant resources of marine life and the gift of marine life, and that is our priority and responsibility to take care and protect it.
With that, it is time to ask ourselves, how can we use the opportunity of responsibility and the power of action to make the world a better place?
The Philippines, having 7,107 islands as an archipelago, is a global center for marine life to thrive and become a good ground for the flora and fauna of different species.
Fortunately, that currently isn't the case. As much as the conditions of the Philippines' marine life isn't severely damaged to its core, it's still being affected by a silent yet dangerous factor, and that is the problem of ocean acidification.
Ocean acidification is the result of the overabsorption of the ocean of carbon dioxide emissions from the atmosphere that makes the pH level decrease, thus increasing its acidity.
Ocean acidification comes from the release of carbon dioxide in the air, especially from fossil fuel emission. It can also be found through various pollutants, such as the degradation of plastics in seawaters.
The pollution of single-use plastics rises to a value of 5.2 trillion macro and micro single-use plastics floating around the sea. And it is to be aware that 1.5 trillion tons of plastics is produced worldwide.
Most of these plastics that are affecting the oceans come from single-use plastics, which come from polypropylenes, low-density polyethylenes, and even PVCs, which are vinyl chloride. Most single-use plastics that are thrown out into the coasts and seas, which are coming from santo bags, plastic bags, water bottles, food packagings, and plastic utensils.
The use of fossil fuel emissions also distort the ocean's pH level. Through carbon dioxide emissions, fossil fuels such as petroleum and crude oil are the biggest contributors and materials being used in plastic production. These are non-renewable sources that all contribute in the increase of carbon footprints, which later on will be absorbed by the ocean.
Sadly, the Philippines is the top 3 contributor of plastic production and pollution worldwide. Annually, there is a production of 2.2 million metric tons of plastic pollution, which is covered by 48% of the domestic sector and 15% of the industrial sector. Single plastics, such as plastic utensils, water bottles, sando bags, and grocery bags, are thrown out into the country's ocean.
It is not only the production of plastics that is contributing to the problem of ocean acidification, but the overall consumption and disposal of plastics as well.
Due to this, the impact on the ocean slowly kills the life of its aquatic environment and its species. The effects of plastic production and pollution, such as the bleaching and dissolving of coral reefs, the dissolving of the shell structure of crustaceans, killing vertebrate animals through plastic being digested and stuck within their bodies. Lastly, the harmful effects being released during plastic degradation, and even so much more.
To show more illustrations that this just doesn't happen within the world but to the Philippines, a country of large diversities in marine life, a result of a dead whale shark was found on shore digesting more than 88 pounds of plastic waste in his stomach. The coral bleaching of coral reefs as well within the Philippines is slowly becoming evident.
It is to be reminded that it doesn't just kill the ocean through the tiniest detail, but it gives a strong overall impact on how it disrupts the normal functions of how an ocean works. It negatively influences the environment or the habitat, its species and its characteristics, and most importantly, the overall health of the ocean as to where it is now.
But if we look the problem into deeper understanding, what actually happens when the ocean absorbs carbon dioxide? What happens to plastic being polluted in the water?
The Philippines' primary source of energy is fossil fuel, with its consumption percentage reaching as high as 62.43% in 2014. Due to the high usage of fossil fuel, there is also an increased emission of carbon dioxide. When this carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere and then absorbed into the ocean, it forms carbonic acid, then dissociates into bicarbonate and carbonate ions, which creates an increased concentration of bicarbonate and hydrogen ions. This carbonic acid is also important to some systemic functions of how crustaceans live, as it helps them keep healthy or well-maintained. When plastic degrades, it slowly extracts methane, which is then absorbed by the ocean. The methane in the ocean then reacts with other substances, which can cause harm to marine animals. The reasons as to why these plastics are being polluted are also non-environment friendly to the ocean because of how it is produced.
These plastics are high-density polyethylene, polypropylene, and PVCs that can be seen as sandbags, plastic bags, water bottles, food packagings, and plastic utensils. All come from a process of polymerization from monomers such as ethylene, propene, and butene. These are not so eco-friendly materials to begin with.
And that is why it is important to conserve marine life, and definitely should start from the world's initiative, from that of a country's initiative, and most importantly, of one own's initiative.
And that is through the proposed solution of the Blue Hero Program. The Blue Hero Program aims to be a marine conservation plan that will be initially based first within the Philippines. It wants to conserve and restore Philippine marine life. It wants to spread awareness and take action through its local communities and to each and every individual.
Most especially for the problems of ocean acidification and the threat of plastic production and pollution as its main goal, the proposed Marine Conservation Program aims and promises itself to be a non-government-owned organization or group.
It also aims to start within local communities to raise initiative and great awareness to each other and every individual to make a deep understanding and connection to one's marine life resources.
The Blue Hero program will raise awareness and take action through two classifications. The program created two ideal sections, which are the awareness period and the action plan period.
Through the awareness plan, it is a part of the program to raise awareness and light about the importance of saving and protecting marine life from the negative effects of human activities or the current lifestyle that does not really support green or blue-based sustainable living.
The program would like to raise awareness through the following information as well. Being an active citizen towards our ocean. Using eco-friendly materials instead of single-use plastics. Effectively reducing, reusing, and recycling plastics. Avoid littering on shores and in seawaters, and to dispose properly. Promoting the shift to plant-based feedstock in our economy.
Polyhydroxyalkanoates, or PHAs, and sugarcane are good ways to start using alternative polymers or building blocks of plastic making to sufficiently and sustainably create these products. Polyhydroxyalkanoates are biopolyesters stored in cells as an energy source by various microorganisms. Due to their biodegradability, it has become a popular eco-friendly alternative in various aspects. PHAs and sugarcane have a less harmful monomer to be polymerized into a plastic.
Cellulose acts as an effective alternative for microplastic. Unlike plastic, they are biodegradable and organic, as they come from the tough fibers located in wood and plants, as they are sturdier and can break down much faster in a short amount of time.
Eco-friendly bags that are made out of renewable and biodegradable materials have less detrimental effects to the environment than plastic.
Moving forward, the second section or part of the program is the Action Plan program, in which is represented as the area where it focuses on creating real-time application through community efforts in localities and to communities. The Action Plan section of the program provides two main events or activities, which are the Marine Conservation Talks and the Ocean and Coastline Cleanup Drive.
The Marine Conversation Talks focuses on making talks such as real-time and social media platform-based talks or marine conversations that can be done in school, environment-related organization events, or even through social media platforms such as podcast talks, videos, and real live stream interviews.
These talks are used as an opportunity to raise more awareness in educationally understanding as to what the current condition of the Philippine marine life is. It is also an initiative and a first step into making more conversations to bring the topic onto the surface and letting the people know about it.
These talks will be hosted by the Blue Hero Group in collaborating with environmental organizations, doctors, marine biologists, local government, and even students.
Not only that, the Ocean and Coastline Cleanup Drives is an activity that the Blue Hero program provides in localities to clean up the micro and macro trashes, most especially plastics and single-use plastics, within the sea near the coastline and on the shore.
When the garbage or plastics are collected from the cleanup, the single plastics or the plastics in general will be given or donated to certain local and national businesses, organizations, and even individuals that will accept plastic donations in creating their own product.
In this way, there is a more effective action to recycling and reusing these plastics for a more productive and good cause rather than disposing of it again. This is also one way for the program to reach out, collaborate, and connect with other organizations, business, and individuals to gain support and connection.
Here are the following organizations that the program would like to ask aid, willingness, and collaboration for. International-based International Atomic Energy Agency, United States Environmental Protection Agency or EPA, Ocean Conservancy Panel on Climate Change or OCPCC, International Alliance to Combat Ocean Acidification or IACOA, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change or PCC, national and local based. Appointees Equity Ventures Inc., Cebu Plastic Barter Store, Winder Recycling Company, Silent Beats, PPP, and San Miguel Corporation. Organizations: The Plastic Solution, Pandacan Ecology Ministry, MEF or Mother Earth Foundation, and local and national junk shops that accept plastic donations.
Not only that, the cleanup drive will provide materials in order to have a good and effective outcome from the activity that every volunteer or individual can engage or benefit from.
Waste containers. The cardboard boxes will be used as containers to store the trash and the plastics. The use for first aid kits is highly beneficial for everyone, as we may not know what will happen while we are cleaning the beach. Like the motto, always be prepared, and safety is number one priority, we should all be taking into account cuts, bruises, heat strokes, etc.
Cutters or scissors. The need for cutters or scissors is to remove or free objects that are caught in the line of the trash in the coastlines or in the shore. Stick for picking out plastics and trashes in the water. The stick is used for reaching out towards the open sea near the beach and trying to move out and pick up any forms of debris within the area.
Mask and gloves. To prevent any spread of the virus and as a precaution, it is encouraged to join the drive wearing protective masks. Gloves are really helpful for picking up different waste in the ocean. It is to protect volunteers from any harm or wounds or blisters.
And that is why the Blue Hero program should be implemented and participated by each and every individual. It is an opportunity for each and everyone to start an action in conserving and restoring Philippines' marine life and to mitigate the factors that will make this ocean acidification and plastic pollution into something irreversible.
With Blue Hero program, it might be the best way and the chance to be engaged in becoming heroes for our ocean, in making small actions but a life-changing difference.
Thank you.